And we say good morning to you. Welcome. We are live at Champion Chevrolet on this beautiful, beautiful Thursday. Goodness gracious, you couldn't draw it up much better what we got today. Beautiful day. Again, light wind out there, breezy, I guess what you want to call it, but nothing's going to blow you off the side of the road. But it's very, very nice. And of course, temperature is going to be in the mid upper 70s again. So, again, I hear the same old stuff. We're going to get nailed in March. Well, March will be here when it gets here. So we'll enjoy what we got today on this 22nd day of February, celebrating the birthday for a guy, in my opinion, that revolutionized the game of basketball. Dr. J, Julius Erving, having a birthday today. 68 years young today. And again, I know growing up, everybody wanted to take a high-flying dunk with a red, white, and blue basketball like Dr. J. So for me, they can talk about all these other guys that revolutionized the game, but I know when I was growing up in the hills of West Virginia, everybody wanted to be like Jerry West as far as a player and a showman like Dr. J, Julius Erving, who, again, birthday boy today, 68 years young. So happy birthday to the doctor, one of the all-time greats in not only in professional basketball, but in college basketball as well. We are live again here at Champion Chevrolet, loaded for bear on show number 694. Be sure and like us and share us, and we'd thank you for that. We're loaded up and ready to go. We're going to be joined by Coach Bill Robinson of the Milligan College men's Buffalo basketball team that plays today at 3:30, the opening round of the Appalachian Athletic Conference tournament at Meadowview in Kingsport. He's going to join us. Carmichael will be by, as always, to talk to us. We're also going to be joined by Jeff Birchfield talking NASCAR. Well, it's only been one race, and we got problems already. It's Denny Hamlin versus now Kevin Harvick and Bubba Wallace, and apparently the rest of the NASCAR drivers, they have taken exception to some of the things that Hamlin has said about them as a whole, as far as a substance they may be taking to stay alert during the course of the race. It has not gone well here in the last couple of days for Denny Hamlin. He's kind of bit off more than he can chew. We'll tell you all about that, as will Birchfield. He'll weigh in on that as well. Also going to be joined by, of course, the co-owner of Champion Chevrolet, Andy Dietrich, coming up here in a few minutes, and also Darius Robinson will join us as well from the Cove. All that straight ahead here again on this show that, as we said, will be show number 600, is number 694 on this 22nd day of February. And we always start things off by dedicating it to the man who hung on the cross. And our verse today out of the book of Isaiah says, Isaiah 43:1, "Fear not, for I have redeemed you, I have called you by your name, you are mine." How about that? When the good Lord says, you are mine, doesn't get any better than that here on this 22nd day of February 2018. Quick break for Phil's Dream Pit. We'll be right back. We got lots to talk about. High school basketball, college basketball, baseball news. Whew, we got all kinds of things going on. I love it. It's a busy, busy time. A lot of transition, a lot of carryover. Baseball cranking up. Of course, basketball not winding down, but it's certainly turned the corner, heading down the home stretch to March Madness. High school basketball, big games last night in Southwest Virginia. Big games tomorrow night in Tennessee and on Saturday in Tennessee in the regional play. So lots to cover. We'll tell you all about that. The NBA cranks back up tonight after a couple of days off with the All-Star break. The National Hockey League, the Predators. We'll tell you all about those folks as well. So lots going on. We'll be right back, and we'll jump in and get after it right after this time out for Phil's Dream Pit here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back with my buddy Phil, Phil's Dream Pit again, the quest for perfect barbecue. And tell us about, big guy, tell us about the Dream Packs at Phil's Dream Pit.
So we offer these Dream Packs that we offer them in equal numbers. So like 4, 8, 12, 20, 24. I mean, we can do them as much as 100 people or more. We've had them go out for 300 people. But the Dream Packs it comes with the pork, the sauce, the buns, and 3 sides. So you could do like beans, potato salad, and coleslaw. The price ends up costing you a little under $7 a person, which is an unbelievable value around here.
Well, obviously, spring's right around the corner. You're looking at people on the move, going to ball games and Little League games and just being on the move. So this is a great way to come in and get a Dream Pack. And or if you got an event in the backyard, a cookout, or whatever you got going on, this is a great way to feed the gang, right?
It is. And another benefit of it is sometimes people are having rehearsal dinners and they'll have volunteers from their church that will serve. So this is a very inexpensive way to hold your costs down for your rehearsal dinner or your wedding. We do offer full service catering. The price goes up a little bit to have our whole crew out there, but you could do the value packs too and have folks from church serve it and cost you under $7 a person.
Let's squeeze in too before I let him go. Meat by the pound. So again, another event coming up that you just want to come out here and buy this great meat by the pound. You do that as well.
I do. We offer the pulled chicken. We offer brisket by the pound, pork by the pound, chicken salad by the pound. The chicken salad, kind of give us a heads up if you're going to want 4 or 5 pounds of that, because we try not to make that much of it at once.
All this on the website.
And philsdreampit.com.
Yep.
It has our catering menu. It also has our in-house menu and the value packs, and just an awesome deal.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, they're physically located right off Interstate 26, the Eastern Star exit. So Phil's Dream Pit, philsdreampit.com. The quest for perfect barbecue, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Love it, love it, love it. We're going to be out there in the next couple of weeks broadcasting live, having a big time. Can't wait. As again, we work our way through this. This Thursday. Tomorrow we'll be live at Freddy's in North Johnson City. Then coming up next week on Monday, we'll be in the showroom. We are in the showroom of Champion. We're inside the studio, inside the showroom of Champion Chevrolet, and we'll be broadcasting live on Monday in the lobby, the Bruton Smith Building at Bristol Motor Speedway. Our countdown is on. We're 52 days away from the Food City 500 and 51 days away from 450 laps of racing on that Saturday, April the 14th, the Xfinity Series race, the Fitzgerald Glider Kits 300, and also the Zombie Auto 150. So those will be coming up again. As we said, we'll be ready to roll on those in 51 days. We'll tell you how to get your tickets from any and all Food City locations, and we'll do that coming up here in just a few minutes. Tom Taylor Sports Show, here we go. Let's take a look at men's top 25 college basketball. 2 upsets last night. We told you when you go into Castle Coliseum, you better be ready to go. Clemson was not. The Hokies knock them off, beat them by 7 last night. Virginia Tech now 20-8, defeating Clemson, 15th in the country. Now 20-7, beat them by 7, 65-58. Another upset, Oklahoma State hosting the 6th-ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders and got them by 8, 79-71. Texas Tech were 6th in the country at 22-6. Oklahoma State improves to 16-12. Other wins last night. Xavier, 4th-ranked Musketeers, no problem at Georgetown, beating them by 12. Top-ranked Virginia, the Cavaliers run their record to 25-2 with an 11-point home victory in Charlottesville over the Ramblin' Wreck of Georgia Tech. Also last night, the defending national champion North Carolina Tar Heels go to Syracuse and beat them. Wasn't easy, but beat them by 4, 78-74. Again, the Heels now 22-7 on the season. Syracuse falls to 18-10. 17th ranked Michigan goes to Penn State and pulls one out, 72-63. The final, beat them by 9. Wolverines now 23-7 on the season. Nittany Lions fall to 19-11. Wichita State a 7-point win over Tulane at home. They're now 22-5. Hello, Jerry McNeil and Renee McNeil watching the show today. Villanova, 3rd in the country at 25-3, blows out DePaul, beat them by 31 last night. 12th ranked Auburn, Bruce Pearl and the War Eagles, or Tigers, whichever one you like to call them, are now 24-4 on the season with a win last night over Alabama, beat them by 19 at Auburn, 90-71. It was the Louisville Cardinals going into Duke. Duke got them big, and big time they did. Duke beat them by 26 last night. Dukie's now 23-5. They beat them 82-56. Tennessee, we'll tell you about that one coming up in a minute. The Volunteers go to 20-7 for Rick Barnes. They beat Florida in Knoxville by 5. Final score, it was 62-57. And 20th ranked Nevada gets a W. 13th ranked they are, and they win by 13 at home over San Jose State last night in men's top 25 college basketball. Tonight, we've got several games on tap. 9th ranked Purdue at Illinois. 11th ranked Cincinnati hosting UConn. 6th ranked Gonzaga. The Bulldogs will be again in South Dakota. You have 14th ranked Arizona at Oregon State tonight. 23rd ranked Houston will be in Memphis, and St. Mary's the Gales at 25-4 and 22nd in the country hosting Pepperdine tonight. A 4-24 basketball team, so obviously on paper you would think it would be a big win tonight for the Gales of St. Mary's. Also, the Lady Vols tonight on the road at Florida have lost 2 straight. They're 21-6, 9-5 in the Southeastern Conference. Tip-off time tonight at 7 o'clock. Lady Vols going backwards here in the season so far, and things aren't finishing up what she wants, of course, and they will finish things up on Sunday against the Lady Gamecocks, top 10 in the country, South Carolina, on a 4 o'clock tip on Sunday at Thompson Bowling Arena. But tonight, Lady Vols on the road in Florida against the Lady Gators. NBA back up tonight after 2 or 3 days off of the All-Star break. It looks like this. It's Brooklyn at Charlotte tonight. The Knickerbockers in Orlando. Philadelphia at Chicago. Sacramento hosting Oklahoma City. And Golden State, the number one team in the land, the defending world champions at 44-14, hosting the LA Clippers. Should be a pretty good ball game. Golden State 44-14. Clippers at 30-26, and again tonight the Cleveland Cavaliers at home at 34-22, hosting Washington. Pretty good matchup. They're 33-24, so a couple of 30-win teams going to go after tonight in Cleveland. Again, the Cavs with 34 wins, and Washington, the Wizards, with 33 wins on the season for that NBA basketball team. What else going on? We told you the Milligan men's team's coming up. We're going to be talking in just a few minutes, as a matter of fact. We're going to take a break, and hello, Betty Perry. Hello, young lady. Saw her last night at the church house. What a sweetheart. And so we're going to be talking to Coach Bill Robinson, Milligan's men's basketball coach, right here after the break. Then at the bottom of the hour, he's here and he's ready from Belon, North Carolina, the mayor of Belon. Darius Hensley's going to join us about the Cove and about what's going on. Of course, here he is. He's coming to town, and boy, you talking about given the fact that his grandfather is in glory now. Will Graham, the grandson, is going to be in town the 27th, 28th, and 29th of April at Freedom Hall, Johnson City. We're going to be broadcasting live from the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association headquarters with Will Graham on Boone Street here in Johnson City in March and in April. We'll take our show there a couple of days and do our sports show from their headquarters, which with Bob Hickling, can't wait to hang out with him, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So again, as I showed you yesterday, and I'm going to show you one more time before we go to the break, brought this with me. And so this is off the wall of Dr. Billy Graham. This is what he said. Hello, Betty Perry says, hello, young man, my friend. Well, I'm not young, but yes, we'll take that. This is what Billy Graham said. I love this. This is on his wall at the Cove, and I took a picture of it, blew it up, and then made a picture out of it. It hangs on my office wall at home. It says, quote, all that I've been able to do, I owe to Jesus Christ. Any honors I have received, I accept with a sense of inadequacy. I do never have said that right. Inadequacy and humility. I've just been doing this 30 years, I can't speak. Inadequacy and humility, and I reserve the right to hand all these someday to Christ, which he did yesterday when I see him face to face, because I'm a servant, not a master. I'm the servant of the King of Kings. It's a direct quote from Dr. Graham, and again, we blew it up, made it a picture myself, and I got that hanging in my office at home, so my studio, and with good reason. That's awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back. We are live here. We got them stacked up and ready to go. Andy Dietrich joins us coming up next, the co-owner of Champion Chevrolet. I forgot he's got a meeting to go to. Then we got Bill Robinson. Then we got Darius Hensley. Then we've got Carmichael. Then we got Jeff Birchfield. We got them loaded for bear. And our first guest, co-owner Andrew Dietrich, joins us next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City is starting off 2018 with monster savings on over 350 new Chevrolets to choose from. Take advantage of these awesome savings for a limited time only. Silverado Crew and Double Cabs, $10,000 off MSRP. 17 Spark, $11,995. 18 Equinox, $19,995. 17 Traverse, $28,995. 17 Corvette, 20% off MSRP. Shop us online 24/7, and don't forget our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
The savings continue the month of February at Max Medicine Mart in Kingsport. All natural factors 20% off. Folic acid, CoQ10, apple cider vinegar capsules, B12, they're all on sale. Anything natural factors, all 20% off the month of February at Max Medicine Mart. No coupons, no limits. It's a flat 20% off anytime you buy natural factors in February at Max Medicine Mart. Max Medicine Mart, Center Street, Kingsport. Natural factors 20% off in February. Make tracks to Max Medicine Mart.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back with the Tom Douglas Sports Show, show number 694. Tomorrow we'll take our show. We're parking Food City for 1 week and back there next week in Churchill. But tomorrow we're going to be at Freddy's. You been to Freddy's?
Yes.
Oh, ho, baby.
Oh, yes.
That smooth and rich custard. Oh, yeah. Look at him right there.
Yes.
Let me get him in here a little bit closer. Look there. We got to fit. Reach up there and grab that wing and pull it closer to you, would you? We're going to do a little cut. Just lift it up just a smidgen. You can do it. Got it? There you go. This is the studio Cletus built.
Yes.
See, I'm not doing this right. I got it next week. I'm going to get over here farther. See, this is my fault because I need to be farther this way so you can be more in the middle so we don't see Chris's office. So I know you don't
Or
care.
see Chris, period.
Or see Chris, period. I knew that was coming.
What segment?
Segment for dummies.
Segment for dummies. We were just
Hokey. There you go. Old Pig will say, when you won't have Chris on, segment for dummies. So Pig's just not very nice, is he? Took me a year to figure it out. We're talking to Andy Dietrich again from Champion Chevrolet, and we are here. Love coming over here. Hello, Jerry Keller. Good morning, my friend. And Betty Perry, thank you for you kids watching. All right, here we go. I know you got to get to a meeting, so we can't talk. We got to get cut right to the chase, right?
I'm trying to think any funny stories that have happened in the last week we need to reminisce about. But
Anything going on? Anything kind of low-key? You had breakfast with Jerry? We're getting ready for racing?
It was the Eastman Regional Leaders Breakfast at Meadowview this morning, and Mark Costas, CEO of Eastman, got up and told about all the things. And I didn't realize this, and this is something we can talk about just for a second, but some of their new things that they're coming out with, everybody thinks, they're in the plastic and the cigarette filters business and polymers and things like that, but they're, branching out.
Diversifying.
Diversifying, yes,
There you go.
big word.
Thank you.
Man, I'm
I'm
impressed.
telling you.
Woo!
Man, get some breakfast. I can think clearly.
Gosh,
So.
if you drank something with caffeine, no telling what kind of problems of the world you could solve.
Oh, Lordy. You're right.
But they're getting back into the textiles business some, and they had two ceramic models like you have in storage. You put clothes on, and they had that up on stage, and it was like a tight-fitted athletic shirt that they've created this polyester and this fabric that it wicks, your sweat away from your body. And they got a deal with, I may have said polyester, may not be polyester, may shoot me if I said it wrong, but they signed a deal with Spyder, Spyder, the clothing brand. And Spyder is the one providing all of the U.S. Olympic ski team their clothing, so they're wearing this new clothing made right here in our area, Kingsport, and they're getting great feedback from it, and the athletes are very impressed with it. So that's exciting.
So they're already wearing it.
They're wearing it at the Olympics. It's not. I think that's the first.
So it's not going into production. It's here. It's done.
Here. It's going to be big time after the Olympics.
Awesome. That is great. So the U.S. Winter Olympic ski team is wearing Spyder clothing that had a part of the process was made at Eastman.
Yes.
In Kingsport.
Yes.
There you go. How about that? So we just learned something new. Good old Eastman, and you got to diversify. You always kind of tweaking and changing things.
They make something too for car tires that creates it being more sticky during bad conditions. It's chemical, I guess they mix in when they're making the rubber that helps stick to the road better.
Things we learned from Andy Dietrich. See there?
I mean, yeah.
You're a plethora.
You don't even have to sleep in a
knowledge.
Holiday Inn Express last night to get this kind of wealth of information that I can provide on your show.
We're talking to Andy Dietrich. We is live here at Champion Chevrolet. We got Coach Bill Robinson going to join us in a few minutes, and then the mayor of Beelog, North Carolina. I've been saying
make
it
sure
wrong.
You say it right.
Beelog, North Carolina. There's
Metropolis.
Hensley. The Metropolis. What do you say?
15 miles to get a loaf of bread and 10 more miles to get a tank of gas.
15 miles to a loaf of bread in Beelog, North Carolina.
It's near Burnsville.
Near Burnsville. You
It's
got
right
it.
over the mountain. They do have electricity, not water, but they do have electricity. They got to go out and pump it from the ground.
There you go. But they do have water. That's good stuff. So that's country there. All right, so we have the model year closeout sale for the month of February. We got, 6 days left. In fact, a week from today is first day of March.
Is that right?
So
Wow.
next Wednesday is the last day of the month, so we have until then to save on. You got 17 Silverados, Traverses, and 17 Sparks. Got them whacked down and marked down. Tell me about
Yep,
it.
all the remaining 17 crew and double cab All-Stars, $12,000 off, and part of that is you've got to finance with GM Financial. So $12,000 off all double cab and crew cab, 17 All-Stars when you finance with GM Financial. Our remaining 2017 Corvettes, 20% off if you have a 99 or newer Chevrolet. It's called Chevrolet Loyalty. You do not have to trade it in, and it can be, if you have a sister that lives with you and she drives a Chevrolet and uses your same address at your house, you can use her registration off her car, so it can be transferred within the household and get 20% off our remaining 2017 Corvettes, $4,000 off 2018 Equinoxes, $6,000 off 2017 Traverses remaining in stock, and 17 Sparks starting at $10,995. You can check out all our inventory at championjc.com, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Parts and service are open on Saturdays from 8 until 5, so if you can't make it during the week, come see us on Saturdays. And we've got some other great deals out here, so just come check us out. If I didn't throw the car out that you're looking for, come and see me. By golly, I'm not in love with any of them.
Not in love with any of them.
Home. We're loaded with local 100 trade-ins. It's very rarely we ever go to the car auction and buy anything. Most everything out there is a vehicle maybe your neighbor had or a friend had, and we can get a hold of that person and find out the history and how they took care of it, and you can have a peace of mind when you buy a car from us.
Talking about those Corvettes, boy, days like today when the wind's out in the sun and take that top off and down the road you go, let the wind hit you in the face.
I want to take off here in just a second.
I love it. 2017 Corvettes, 20% off. That is serious. That's
I'm ready
a
to put on my
serious
tank top
and your shorts
and my short shorts
and your
jump in
flip-flops.
there,
Or your short shorts. I caught that. Your Richard Simmons shorts.
No.
Oh,
Did I ever
Lordy.
tell you the story about Richard Simmons?
No, I'm pleased to. No, we don't.
This is not
Andy
a bad
Dietrich
picture.
and
I mean,
Richard Williams.
Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons short shorts. Go ahead.
In my junior to senior year in high school, the North High School, South High School, and Dobbins Bennett in Kingsport decided to take a trip to Europe, and they combined the three schools, and they had sign-ups, and I signed up to go. And one of the stops was in Rome, and we went to Vatican City to the Vatican. And we walked up in the big square out front of the Vatican before we went in, and we were waiting there we'd just come out, sorry, let me back up. We'd come out of the Vatican, we were right out front of it. And we're just all standing there as a group, and all of a sudden everybody goes crazy. Well, Richard Simmons is standing right there, of all places, at the Vatican.
In Rome.
And
In those little striped shorts.
no, thank goodness.
He's in street clothes.
He had regular clothes on.
I got you.
But he
All
was
right.
so excited that this group of Americans, especially with country accents, that noticed him. And I've got pictures with my group with him and everything. And he was so nice to everybody there. But of all places, you see Richard Simmons. It's
In
at
front of the Vatican
in
in
front of
Rome.
the Vatican in Rome.
Yeah. Did you like Rome?
Yes. Oh gosh, if you want history.
Now you're a worldwide traveler. What country? I know you went to Italy last year.
Yeah.
So what country have you liked the best, and what country have you not yet gone to? You want to get to?
It was interesting. I went back in college. I went to Russia, and that's a different place. It's you go downtown, and we went to St. Petersburg, Russia, and I just remember all the cars are really old. and the buildings are all dirty and dark, like where they haven't been cleaned. It's just everything's,
Depressing.
yeah, it is in a way. But then you go to places like Switzerland. Everything is so clean and pristine, and the water's clear, and the buildings are clean, and the streets are, and like Lucerne, Switzerland, just breathtaking. Then we went to Tuscany, Italy, and that's great. But Rome, just the history aspect. I mean, I guess you could compare, Paris and the Louvre and things like that. But Rome, just with the Vatican, and just, you think a log cabin across the street that's 150 years old is old, and you go in a building that's 2,000 years old, and you're just like, it's
hard to.
Yeah, and you've grown up used to going to an old building in downtown John City that's 100 years old, and you're walking inside and the floors are creaking, and you go in a building that's 2,000. You can't understand it. You can't. It's hard to put it all together.
We're here live again. We're Champion Chevrolet. ChampionJC.com is the website. So where are you going? See, in closing, I think you would. Have you ever been to Australia? I just think
Yes.
you have been to Australia.
Yeah, I did a study abroad when I was at Elon.
Yeah.
Did the whole month of January. I flew out of here, and it was 28 degrees, and I landed in Perth, Australia, and it was 110.
Wow.
But we stayed a whole month. We flew into Sydney, but we just swapped planes and flew to Perth, which is on the total other side of the continent, and we studied the Aborigines. And so we traveled up and down the coast right there in mining towns, and it was 8 kangaroo.
You ate kangaroo?
8.
How does kangaroo meat taste?
It looks like steak, but it's very chewy because kangaroos are very muscular. But it was one
You
of
put
those
steak
things.
sauce on kangaroo meat?
Do what?
You put A1 sauce on kangaroo
It
meat?
would help it.
Yeah. Or Heinz 57?
Yeah, it would help it.
Yeah. So how would you rate kangaroo versus chicken?
Chicken's a lot better.
Steak?
Steak's a lot better.
Kangaroo a little rough?
Yeah. I mean, you could eat it to survive, but it's just chewy.
You'd have to acquire the
And
taste.
it's not bad taste. It's like eating steak. It looks like steak when you cook it, but it's just very chewy just because it's a muscular animal.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
The things we talk about.
Things we talk about at Champion Chevrolet with the co-owner Andy Dietrich. So hit me real quick on the 2018 Equinox.
It's if you don't need a vehicle, SUV, crossover with the third row seat, this is your vehicle. It gets over 30 miles per gallon with the 4-cylinder. You can get it in front wheel drive or all wheel drive, and it's brand new for 2018, brand new body style. So it's a crossover, seats 5 comfortably. You can fold down the second row seat, and you have tons of room if you need to haul. If you need to go to Sam's Club and just fill it full of groceries, it can hold about anything you can throw at it, but it's not a giant vehicle. It's easy to maneuver around town. It's easy to park. It's easy to parallel park.
And it's all available again here at Champion Chevrolet. They're open 6 days a week,
Yep.
even on Saturdays. Tell me about that, please, sir.
Once again, Saturdays service and parts are open 8 to 5, and sales are open 8:30 to 7 on Saturdays, and we're open 8:30 to 7 sales Monday through Friday, and service is open. Service and parts are open 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 8 to 5 on Saturdays.
ChampionJC.com. And as Tim Copenhaver famously says,
How do they do that?
how do they do that?
Slim Tim.
Slim Tim. You doing good?
Lost over 50 pounds.
Looking good. Now we'll get on this next week. He has a new fashion statement he does now. So we got Coach Robinson waiting in the wings. You got a meeting to go to, and the mayor of Belog, North Carolina is patiently waiting.
Yep.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back. We is live at Champion Chevrolet, again, on the Bristol Motor Mile, Johnson City, on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. I'm with head baseball coach Ryan, president of Elizabethton Cyclones, and coach, we're very excited, my friend. We're getting ready to double the coverage of Cyclone baseball this year. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I think it's a big step for our program. We really believe that getting out there what our kids do and letting the community know what we're doing and what we're up to is very important. The weather can be bad in the spring, and it doesn't matter to us if the weather's bad. We're going to play. We've played in snow. We don't really care about that, but watching baseball in the snow is pretty tough. So I think it's a really good opportunity for our fans to keep up with us us. And really, we've got a lot of fans that live in different states, and I think you saw that from the coverage last year. People in all different parts of the country and in the world watching and listening to Cyclone baseball. So we're excited about the opportunity.
Absolutely. And, of course, it all starts March the 13th against Sullivan Central. We got some great games lined up. And, hey, this year we're taking out on the road doing some games, most of the games at Twin Stadium, but we are going to be on the road this year, some big conference games too.
Absolutely. You look early on, us at East, we battled last year with East, and a lot of the same players back on both sides of the field this year. So we're going to be battling with the East early on, and game at Happy Valley, obviously big in-county rivalry. That's also a conference tilt for us, and then going on the road down to Smoky Stadium. We're going to be playing Pigeon Forge in Jefferson County. Jefferson County goes to the state tournament last year in 3A. We actually beat them last year, which was big for us, and just trying to expand what we're doing here with the program, and this is a big part of it, and we appreciate you coming on board.
Oh, absolutely. Love it, love it, love it. And, of course, it takes sponsorship to make it go, to drive the bus, if you will. And so you've lined up some great sponsors. Tell us some of the folks that are going to be helping out with the broadcast this year. We're
going to be headlined by Chick-fil-A. So they're going to be our headline sponsor for the season. Game night sponsors actually got Carter County Bank and Appalachian Community Federal Credit Union. Physical therapy services from here in town. Tri-Cities Health is a great little outfit over on the edge of town between Elizabethton and Johnson City. Just super folks. Blackburn Children's and Stegall over in Johnson City, and we've even got Elizabethton High School Fellowship of Christian Athletes is coming on board. We're really happy to partner with them. They do a lot of great things here in the community and in the school.
It all starts March 13th. Again, it's going to be the Sullivan Central Cougars, our first one. First pitch at 7 o'clock on March 13th. It'll be here before you know it. Coach, what's the phrase that pays? What are we supposed to say? Cyclone?
Cyclone pride. Something to live by, Tom.
Cyclone pride. Something to live by. We'll see you March 13th. Again, looking forward to bringing Cyclone baseball right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page. Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let's go to the phone. He's there, Coach Bill Robinson, the Milligan men's basketball coach. It is tournament time, and good morning, my good friend. How are you?
Doing well, Tom. How are you?
Just fine, sir. Thanks for checking in with us. I know it's a busy time for you, and we got a big ball game this afternoon. Tell us about it for the Milligan men's basketball team.
First round tournament, 3:30 today at Meadowview. We've got Troy McConnell. We've had two really close games with them this year, one by a point at home, and then one real crazy game down there. We were down 22-2 and came back and won by 7, but just need to keep the momentum growing right now.
And so you've done a heck of a turnaround. At one point we were talking, you were just hoping you get into the tournament, you take the top 8, and now you go in as the number 2 seed? Is that correct?
That's correct. We started the year 1-7, and tournament or conference play 1-4, and with only 8 teams making the tournament, that was the goal. The goal was just to make it to Kingsport, and we thought that would be be great. But now as the number 2 seed, we want a lot more than that.
Absolutely, you want to win the thing. That's the whole point of being there. And so, talk about your team. What do you attribute to the turnaround? Because obviously you've played great basketball down the stretch.
Development of Aaron Vardy has been unbelievable. He's had 21 double-doubles. I think he's had 11 straight double-doubles. Just to have that consistency inside has been huge for us. And then shooting at David Cass today, you get the two of them together. You kind of have to pick your poison. You're going to try to stop Aaron, and David gets his open looks on the perimeter. If you try to stop David on the perimeter, then Aaron's got room to work on the inside. So those two guys have been huge for us. Along with Dax Boston, our point guard. He's our leader. He's the guy who's really he runs the whole show. And when those three guys are playing well, we're really tough.
We're talking again to Coach Bill Robinson. Hello to Tommy Alderman watching the show. T.O. over in Kingsport. Appreciate that very much. We're live here at Champion Chevrolet. And so, game plan tonight. You've played them twice. You don't really have a whole lot to hide. At this point, when you've played somebody twice, going for the third time, you just kind of lace up the sneakers and go, right?
That's a big part of it. We threw a couple new sets in practice this week, just stuff we have in our playbook that we just haven't run this year. But again, just be able to yell at a couple different numbers and run a couple different sets they just haven't seen, I think is important. But we'll just keep doing what we do, just defend, change defenses, mix things up. And again, we know each other pretty well, and we're just going to go out and see who plays better today.
Tell us about postseason after this. You win this tournament. Where do you go? Who goes? Top 2 seeds, top 3 seeds. What comes next for the national tournament?
The number 2 seed in our tournament is a huge, huge accomplishment. And the fact that if Union wins the tournament and they won the regular season, they've already kind of punched their ticket to go to the national tournament by winning the regular season. If they win the tournament as well, we as the second place team for the regular season will also go. So that's a big deal between being second and third. And I think that's a huge difference. But the tournament's actually going to be in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. It was in Branson, Missouri for years, and they just switched. This will be the first year it's going to be in South Dakota. One of the guys looked at me the other day. I think it was 70 on Tuesday here, and it was actually Willie, my son, said, you know what the temperature is in Sioux Falls, South Dakota right now? And, he said, the wind chill is 6. I said, what? He said, it's 6. And here we are walking around in shorts and T-shirts right now. But I'd be much more than willing to throw on some sweats and some jackets and some boots to be able to go up and to compete in the national tournament. It'd be just a great step for our guys and hopefully something we can build on for the future.
You tip it up at 3:30 this afternoon at Meadowview in Kingsport, which they've done a phenomenal job taking that facility, making it into a basketball arena. In closing here, what are the keys today to beat Truett McConnell and move on into the next round of the tournament?
I think that the biggest key is just to be able to relax and just go play. And it's tournament time. It's a facility that we're familiar with because we played in that Thanksgiving tournament there every year the last 3 years and the conference tournament. So we want our guys just to be able to relax and just go play. We still want to execute. You still can't give up offensive rebounds. You still don't want limit your turnovers and those rims are, because of the way the facility is set, the rims are really tight and we're going to have to find ways to make shots. But I feel good about our team. I feel good about where we've been and what we're doing, and this team really likes each other. They want to keep playing. So I think at this time of year when everybody's tired and everybody's beat up, just the fact that you have guys who want to keep playing and want the season to go on is a huge, huge concept at this point.
Of course, Aaron, the junior for Milligan, named the Appalachian Athletic Conference men's basketball all-conference first team and all-defensive team. And then David Cassidy and sophomore Daxton Boston were named the all-conference second team. And also Will Robinson earned a spot on the Champions of Character team. I like that. Tell me about the Champions of Character team. What's that all about?
The Champions of Character, it gets one guy named from each team that just represents the 5 core values of the NAIA and that just represent teamwork, sportsmanship, those type of things, and just kids that really exemplify what college basketball is all about. And I was obviously proud of my son, and for him to be named our champion of character was a great honor for him and for our family. It's really cool.
Absolutely. And, of course, let's brag on daughter, too. She was named the Appalachian Athletic Conference all-conference first team and all-defensive team. Sarah Mackenzie Razor also named to the second team all-conference. Of course, they are playing later on this afternoon, the Lady Buffaloes, and so they're red hot right now, too, Coach. 18-12. They have won 6 of their last finished the season 6 wins in the last 6 games. They've 6-game winning streak, 18 wins on the season, marked the 12th time Coach Aubrey in the last 13 seasons, Milligan's won 18 or more games. That's very impressive. They're playing later on today at Meadowview as well. Is that correct?
That's correct. There's a game between our games, and I think Brian and Bluefield from the men's side played between us, but they're playing really well. And they started kind of slow as well. And I think part of it for both of us had to do with our schedules. We played a lot of road games early and a lot of conference road games early, so we don't really mind that as long as you're getting hot at the right time of year, and they've definitely gotten hot, and Sarah's been playing really well, so she's excited about it. Again, you get honors like that are really cool, and them playing well right now, they feel like they have as good a shot as anybody to win it all.
Coach, good luck to you, my friend, this afternoon, and go Buffaloes, all right?
Thanks. Go Bucs. Thank you very much, Tom.
Yes, sir. Love talking to the guy. What a class act again. Bill Robinson, the head basketball coach of the Milligan men's team, playing at 3:30 this afternoon. If you get a chance, get over and check it out at Meadowview in Kingsport. High school basketball is running down for you tomorrow night. The ladies, the quarterfinals in AAA. Sevier County will be at Daniel Boone. Science Hill tomorrow night at Morristown West. Cherokee plays at Jeff County. Dobbins Minutes Lady Indians hosting Morristown East. They all start at 6 o'clock on Monday. On Friday tomorrow night. Again, they all start. Let me start over. I told you wrong. It's at 7 o'clock. I read the wrong column. My bad. AAA tomorrow night, start over, all at 7 o'clock. Sevier County in grade to take on the 4th-ranked Daniel Boone Lady Trailblazers. Science Hill, Morristown West. Jeff County hosting Cherokee. And Dobbins Minutes Lady Indians hosting Morristown East. Everything starts at 7 tomorrow night. AA quarterfinals, Granger at Sullivan Central. Lady Cougars can play. This is Abby Crawford, the sophomore for Sullivan Central. She's the real deal. Sullivan South goes to Chucky Doak. Sullivan East ladies play at South Green. Unicoi County's Lady Blue Devils hosting Greenville. Everything starts at 7 there. Single A quarterfinals. Jellicoe at North Green. Cloudland at Greenback. The Hampton Lady Bulldogs play at Cosby. And you have Washburn at Unaka. All that starts at 7 o'clock tonight. Or I keep saying tonight. Tomorrow night. Again in Single A girls basketball. Then on Saturday, everything starts at 7. The AAA boys, South Doyle at Dobbins Minute. Daniel Boone goes to Jeff County. Science Hill hosting the Smoky Bears of Sevier County for Coach Cutlip. And Crockett will be on the road at Morristown East. The AA quarterfinals, the Greenville Green Devils of Unicoi County. Elizabethton playing at South Green, Happy Valley at Granger, Chucky Doak at Johnson County, and Single A in Tennessee. On Saturday, Jellicoe at North Green, Hampton at Cosby, University High at Greenback, and Hancock County at Sullivan North. Later in the show, we're going to talk about Mike McClung setting the Virginia high school scoring record for most points in a single season. We'll talk about that. It's been a big night last night in Southwest Virginia basketball, and we'll do that coming up here in just a little while. We'll talk some more hoops. Right now, we want to bring this young man in because he's here, and I appreciate his time. Carmichael joins at the top of the hour. Jeff Birchfield joins us at the bottom of the 12 o'clock hour talking NASCAR. We've got Denny Hamlin in a snit already after one race. He's in a snit with Kevin Harvick, Bubba Wallace, and several other drivers have taken exception to some of the comments Denny Hamlin's made about his fellow drivers. So, it's going to get interesting this weekend in Atlanta Motor Speedway, I can tell you that. All right, here he is. He's in the house, and let's bring him in and get him on the right camera and let you meet the mayor of Belog, North Carolina, Darius Hensley. Good morning, my good friend. How are you?
Fine, Tom. How about you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for stopping by here. And, man, what an interesting couple of days. Of course, we had a chance to go and do our show back on January 22nd. We did it, of course, at the Cove at the Billy Graham Training Center, thanks to this gentleman. We had a chance to get inside Dr. Graham's office and sneak a picture, and got a chance to, of course, Will was on the show. You can go back and check it out on the 22nd, his grandson. And so he is coming April the 27th, 28th, and 29th to Freedom Hall, Johnson City. And so you've got some updated information. Tell me what's going on, my friend.
A little at the Cove, Tom, you were talking about going in Billy Graham's office. I was counting. Did you know that he had pictures, photos of 13 presidents?
13 presidents. Starting with Eisenhower.
Yeah. Actually, Truman.
Started with Truman. Started with late Harry Truman, all the way up to Barack Obama.
All the way up. He sure is.
And someone I saw on Facebook yesterday said, why did he meet with Trump? And I think his health was the point. He couldn't really meet with President Trump. He's been very frail the last couple of years. So 13 presidents and countless world leaders.
I think it is his 95th birthday. Trump was there, but before he became president. And I saw that on the news.
So, anyway, got some good information coming to town. We're going to be there broadcasting live. Oh, gosh, let me see here. I can tell you real quick. We're going to be there in the month of March. We're going to be at the Will Graham headquarters here in Johnson City on March the 12th. So, looking forward to being there. And what you got going on at the Cove, my friend?
Of course, at the Cove, Tom, I talked with Jim Kirkland and, of course, Tammy this morning. And, of course, yesterday was a busy day. Tammy said the phone was off the wall. And there is a program at 106.9. It ran this morning. I heard all of it at 10 o'clock. At 1 o'clock today, it is narrated by Jim Kirkland. And you met Jim. You know Jim. And it's Billy Graham, A Life Remembered. It's about a 30-minute. It'll be on about 1 o'clock. It's on different times on 106.9, but it's on today. It'd be a little after about 1 o'clock. So it's great. It's great.
Got to check it out.
And I'll say again, of course, Tom, when we were over there the 22nd, if you haven't seen the interview, if any of you out there hasn't seen the interview with Will Graham, I got cold chills. I'm telling you, it touched me. And every time I think of this, I get closer every day. Closer every day.
Oh, yeah.
And
we're one day closer.
Jim said, Billy Graham said, the day I die is the day I start living. And that's great.
He's done crossed over.
So also, we went into his office, and that's kind of a sacred place, and saw all the photos and whatever. But also, we've got some programs coming up, and bring those out to you, Tom. I think you're aware, but first of all, to get really brought up with these, if you'll go to thecove.org, and there's the phone number on there as well. So it's thecove.org, thecove.org will.
Not doing good then, Emma. There you go. Thecove.org, 1-800-950-2092. Just remember thecove.org, and that'll take care of it for you.
This whole booklet will, they'll send you this, give you any information, and some of the things that's coming up I do want to mention, coming up on March the 2nd through the 4th is a military marriage retreat. If you are connected military, totally free. Everything is free, and it's something else. I would highly recommend getting involved there. And also a little bit later, in a month down the road, there'll be a pastor's renewal retreat. And of course, that's May the 1st, 2nd, 3rd. That is totally free. If you're a minister out there, give the Cove a call.
Coming up, we're going to be talking about Buck basketball tomorrow night. Got a big promotion coming up at Freedom Hall when the Wofford Terriers come to town. Also, Major League Baseball. Spring training is up and running, of course. They start play tomorrow, spring training exhibition games, but there's been some more signings overnight. We'll tell you who is signed to go. Let's see, the Orioles, the Indians, the Yankees, the Rangers, the Marlins, the Pirates, and the Nationals have all made a transaction since yesterday's show, so we'll tell you all about that coming up here in just a few minutes. And also, as we said, we'll jump in and talk about Mac McClung and the outstanding Gate City Blue Devil boys basketball team that's making noise across the state of Virginia, and he's making noise. I thought it was a really cool thing he did last night. We'll tell you about that coming up here in just a few minutes. Mac McClung, the young man who is just breaking records left and right for Gate City. He is a Georgetown signee, and I know I'm going to be selfish by saying this, but I'd like to see the old boy in blue and gold at East Tennessee State, or I'd like to see him in Hokie colors. Georgetown's okay, but for my money, I'd like to see the old boy stay at home here closer and give the East Tennessee State fans or the Virginia Tech fans or even the UT fans, for that matter, something to cheer about and to go watch. But he's elected, and he's verbal. I don't think he's signed. He's verbally committed to going to Georgetown, so I guess he can change. But if I was those coaches of those three institutions, I'd be on his doorstep even now, pounding the pavement saying, do you really want to go to Georgetown? I mean, you are the toast of this region, and you could really stay right here and put some fannies in the seats, too, at any of those three schools he would end up going to. But we'll see. Mike McClung is an outstanding talent either way, and so's the team. It's more than just him. It can't be just Mike McClung, although he's the big cog in the wheel, but he's got to have a support cast, and we'll talk about their team coming up here in just a little while. Schedule of training opportunities. Tell me what's going on with this. This is for the celebration coming to town, right?
It is, and Tom, beginning Monday, March the 5th, 6th, and actually the 7th, there'll be a training at, this will be How and Why. It's Friendship Evangelism, and it teaches you to be able to contact a friend, call on a friend, and get these folks, to see Jesus. And this is very important. Beginning on March 5th, they'll be from 7 to 8:30 at Hosanna Fellowship. This is in Johnson City. On Tuesday, March 6th, this will be at Fellowship Chapel, which is in Bristol. And on Thursday, March the 8th, they'll be at Sullivan Baptist. And these are classes that anyone can come. We'd love for you to come out. And you're training there on how to approach and how to work with people, to get them involved. And also, good news, if you missed any of the witness courses, those were 3 weeks. And Elizabeth and I went, we went 3 weeks in a row to Elizabeth Chapel. These are great. And if you can be at Calvary Church on Saturday, we're going to have, I guess, a makeup. If you have been out of town, I talked to a lady yesterday that she was out of town. She was not here. She didn't get to go to any of them. She can go over to Calvary, and they'll give you a capsule. This will be Saturday morning on March the 10th, starting at 9 o'clock. And so anyone out there, if you'll come, you can go through these courses. I'm telling you how to witness, in the right way and get people involved in a church.
Talking again to our buddy Darius Hensley with the Cove. Of course, he lives here in the Tri-Cities. Lisa Lell sends me a message. Says Tri-Cities Christians varsity boys basketball team traveling to Nashville for the state tournament. They are the #1 seed. So good luck to the Tri-Cities Christian Golden Eagles. that they go down and win the state championship and bring it. They've done it before. Bring it back to Northeast Tennessee. So Tri-Cities Christian heading to the States this week as the #1 seed in the boys tournament. So good luck to those young men and their coaches at Tri-Cities Christian School. And when they bring back the state championship, we have to have them on the show.
Right.
We like talking to champions here at Champion Chevrolet. Boom. How about that? All right.
Okay.
Scheduled training opportunities. What do you want to leave us with, my friend?
Okay, well, we've got these two things are coming up. And for more information, if you'll just go to TCR Celebration and this.org, and they can get you the material. Or if you'd like to phone call, down on North Boone Street, it's at 207 North Boone, Suite 600. And the phone number there is 461-0057. And if you need any more information on these upcoming training seminars, so it's not too late.
I think what's neat here, and we will do it. Thank you, Lisa. Make sure when you guys win that state championship to holler at them. We'll get them on here, bring the coach and some of the kids to the show. Put them on here, absolutely. In closing here, before we take a break, what I think is really neat, you look at all these different churches. Hosanna Fellowship Johnson City, Fellowship Chapel Bristol, Sullivan Baptist Kingsport, Calvary Johnson City, Colonial Heights Baptist, Cornerstone Johnson City, Indian Springs Baptist, University Parkway. These are just some of the churches that are involved in this whole, you just don't show up. It's just like his grandfather. When Will comes to town, he just doesn't show up, and this is like a 2 or 3 month process getting everybody ready and trained. The harvest is plentiful, the laborers are few, so we're getting the folks trained and ready to go. Here's an usher briefing for all usher volunteers. There's a lot of behind the scenes going into this, and it's a date, mark it down. Thank you, Lisa Lale. Bring some pizza, too. Cheese, please, with beef topping from where your hubby works. We'd like that. It'd be good. So I think it's really neat that all the churches, and it's just a tip of the iceberg, all the churches have got involved in this.
One thing, if I may add, Tom, I talked to Bob Kisling yesterday, and he said, remind the people who, if you have your applications to be a counselor, to get those in. And if you come to this meeting, you can also qualify to be a counselor to help. And, of course, we need counselors, we need ushers, we need people involved.
Here you go. April 27th, 28th, and 29th, Will Graham celebration coming to Freedom Hall in Johnson City. And so it's going to be 3 days that people are going to make changes for eternity. And so we're very excited about promoting that, and we love the opportunity to come in here and talk about, folks, it's a sports show. I know, but it's my show, and it's his show first and foremost. It's the Lord's show. I've said that from day one, and it's going to be that way. And 694, if it gets shut down tomorrow, it's because he wants to be shut down. If he wants it to go on a national scope, it'll do that because that's what he wants. Today's verse is, fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by your name. You are mine. What do you want to leave us with, my friend?
Just hang in there and keep working, Tom, and we appreciate you so much. You reaching out to all the people. And again, any of these folks in this area, or even if you're in Southwest Virginia or in B-Log, North Carolina, if you'd still like to come to some of these seminars, and it's open, and as we gave you the dates and addresses a while ago, if you can come, if you're interested in helping, participating in the upcoming celebration.
And that website again is TC. I'm trying to learn it.
Okay, TCRcelebration.org.
Yep, Tri-City, TCR celebration.org. Yeah, there it is. TCRcelebration.org. There you go. Good job. Appreciate you, my friend.
You too, bud. Appreciate you, man.
From the mayor of B-Log,
North Carolina. You got it.
Quick break. We'll talk Major League Baseball. Carmichael joins us coming up next year on show number 694, the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City is starting off 2018 with monstrous savings on over 350 new Chevrolets to choose from. Take advantage of these awesome savings for a limited time only. Silverado Crew and Double Cabs, $10,000 off MSRP. 17 Spark, $11,995. 18 Equinox, $19,995. 17 Traverse, $28,995. 17 Corvette, 20% off MSRP. Shop us online 24/7 and don't forget our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
The savings continue the month of February at Max Medicine Mart in Kingsport. All natural factors 20% off. Folic acid, CoQ10, apple cider vinegar capsules, B12. They're all on sale. Anything natural factors, all 20% off the month of February at Max Medicine Mart. No coupons, no limits. It's a flat 20% off anytime you buy natural factors in February at Max Medicine Mart. Max Medicine Mart, Center Street, Kingsport. Natural factors 20% off in February. Make tracks to Max Medicine Mart.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back at the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live again. We is a Champion Chevrolet. Again, where they've got the sale going on. The 2017's got to move them out because they are, as they say, as Andy and Tim say, we're not in love with any of them. They're taking up space, and we got to get them out of here and put them in your hand because they're great vehicles. 2017 Traverses, six, $6,000 off MSRP. The 17 Sparks, $10,995. And again, also, they've got the 2017 Silverado 1500 Crew and Double Cabs, $12,000 off MSRP. And so those are available right now. Of course, we're open 6 days a week. You can check them out at championchevrolet.com, championjc.com. And again, they're open, as we said, on Saturday parts and service and online shopping 24/7 at championjc.com. Again, Champion Chevrolet, the number one Chevy dealer in the state. Nobody sells more vehicles than Champion Chevrolet across this great state of Tennessee. Let's run down a couple of things. Former Dobbins Winter baseball standout and current Walter State infielder Hunter Wolf announcing that he is going to continue his baseball career at Texas Christian University, the Horned Frogs. Wolf was the Big 7 Conference Player of the Year in 2015. 11 doubles, 6 triples, hit .475, 7 homers, and 36 ribbies for the Indians. All-region, all-state pick, and was a 12th round pick in the draft in 2017 by the Pittsburgh Pirates. He elected to go to Walter State. He had previously committed to Tennessee before they fired their baseball coach. And so Hunter Wolf from Dobbins Minute moving on to play for the Horned Frogs at Texas Christian University. Also, college football notes, former Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Chris Weinke joining Tennessee staff as a running backs coach. That was announced yesterday. His contract runs through January 31st of 2020, making to be paid $355,000 a year. He quarterbacked Florida State's 1999 national championship team and won the Heisman Trophy in 2000. And again, Tennessee loading up with some guys that know what's going on, folks. You got to give them a chance in Knoxville. This guy spent last year at Alabama while helping the Crimson Tide win a national title. Weinke was an offensive analyst while Pruitt was the defensive coordinator. So we're not just getting a bunch of yahoos in at Knoxville, obviously. You've got to let, and I keep preaching this, and I know how, hello Bradley Purdy in Cleveland, Texas. How you doing, my friend? I know how people are. They'll lose a couple of games, and all of a sudden, what do we do getting this guy? And that is not what you want to do. I promise you, if you let this guy do his thing. Carmichael's rolled in here, and we appreciate it. Let's get him up on the screen. Let me get him before he can even start. We got to see him before he can talk, and let me do that. And hit the wrong button, my bad. But yes, let's hit this right here. There we go. Carmichael's in the house. Am I right in saying if they leave this guy? I mean, this guy's bringing in rockers down there. He's got some guys that played the game, know the game. Now here's the quarterback who led him to the national championship.
Wiki was kind of like the Brandon Wheaton. Before Brandon Wheaton, he played professional baseball in the Blue Jay organization. Had committed to Florida State to play quarterback. Went and played professional baseball for several years. Entered Florida State as like a 24-year-old. Won the Heisman Trophy. Had he not gotten injured the year in the ACC final, not the ACC championship game, but the Florida State's final game against Florida, he would beat Tennessee the year they won the national championship. There is no doubt, because the bozo they put in there to play quarterback in that game, he couldn't play quarterback. He couldn't start for the Champion Chevrolet football team to play quarterback.
And Champion Chevrolet's got a good football team.
They got a good football team. But this guy couldn't start.
Couldn't do it.
But he's been around the game a long time. He was a guy that it's taken them a while to get him a place on the roster, because he was one that was at the beginning they thought was coming to Tennessee. They thought originally maybe as a quarterback's coach, but I guess when Gillespie left, they're bringing him in as a running backs guy. I mean, he should know how running backs play. He had a good one at Florida State and work done. So
yeah, had a Warwick back there behind him. So again, I know this sounds crazy, but patience. I mean, I still have ran into people who said, "Well, he's an Alabama guy. I don't know if he's going to be good for Tennessee or not." People, let the guy, give him a chance, for heaven's sakes. And again, I applaud what he's done as far as recruiting and what little time he was there. And again, remember, I keep saying this, back during the recruiting season, when it wrapped up the first part of February, the daytime he was wearing an Alabama hat getting ready for the national championship. At nighttime he's out beating the bushes wearing a Tennessee hat because he had to split his job duties. Now he's a full-time balls coach. Just give the guy a chance. I'm telling you, give him some patience, or have a little patience, give him some time. And tell you what, Ronald Reagan said the key to being a good leader is to surround yourself with great people. And based on what I'm seeing on the coaching staff, he's getting some good ones around him.
That's what he knows. That's what Nick did. You know, anywhere he's been, you hire good people. You got to have good people working for you. And this year in recruiting to 2018, it was a lost year. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered if you brought Nick Saban in to coach next year. It would have been a lost year because you lost December recruiting because you made the coaching change. You didn't get a coach hired till December. And now you're trying to play catch up. Well, this year's going to be rough, but next year's class is looking very promising. And it's what you have in about 3 years. It's not going. You can't grade him on this year. You got to grade him down the road.
And that's what we're doing. That's what we're going to do. So patience. All right, let's jump into some NASCAR. Our boy Denny Hamlin has kind of laid an egg here. He's got them all fluffed up, and so we got some people mad at him down there in Daytona, moving into Atlanta. Kevin Harvick, Bubba Wallace. Apparently, he has come out and said most of the drivers, about 70% of the drivers, are taking this over-the-counter medication, for lack of a better term, to keep yourself alert during the course of the race and to stay focused. And the drivers have called him out and said, no, don't think so. So what's your take on all that right now?
The people that try to keep awake, keep focused, better be the viewers to the races. Because, I mean, it was a record low for viewership, I believe, for the Daytona 500.
It was.
And, I mean, that's where you better start. You better start figuring out ways to get viewers, people watching these races. And it's just Denny being Denny, just opening his mouth, just thinking he's a little bit smarter than everybody else, and he's not quite the genius he believes he is.
Yep. Harvick said, and I'm trying to find it. I had it right here, and I ran it off. Harvick said that, quote, he needs to learn to keep his mouth shut. And so they did not like, it's called Adderall is what it's called, the medication that apparently he says a lot of drivers take to stay focused. And they, and Harvick said, no. You said about 70% of the drivers take this. He said, no.
It'd be 7 down 10. Okay, which
exactly.
7 are you going to name? Are you going to name names?
That's it. Which 7 out of the 10 are doing it, and
who are they?
And who are they? And you don't want to do that because you're going to start a real hailstorm in the pits. So anyway, Bubba Wallace and he are still going back and forth, and he said the after the race contact was unmerited. After Austin Dillon won the Daytona 500, we're talking about Denny Hamlin. Bubba Wallace said, "Hey, I was going to read the quote here. Let's see. I want to get this exactly right so I can get your comment on it. So Wallace and his team were upset with the contact after the runner-up finish. Wallace says, what's his problem on the team radio? You better hold me the beep back. He said, Denny Hamlin, what an idiot. And so Hamlin comes back and says he was in position to win the race but was upset with the contact and pinched Wallace's car against the outside wall after the finish. Two drivers shared a heated discussion behind the pits after the race. He says, Hamlin, quote, I blew my right front tire out when he came down and side drafted me, so I didn't have any control of my car because when he came down there, I was just on the yellow line. Nothing I could have done. It blew my right front tire out with his fender. Wallace, who told his team, you better hold me back, did not agree with Hamlin's flat tire reasoning. Bubba says that if that happened, okay, so be it, but it just seems like he got off on me a little bit, then turned back into me. I know the cars drive crazy and whatnot, and they're a handful, but it didn't seem like that right then. But it was tough to see from that angle. Who knows and who cares? So I probably.
But when you're having guys going at that rate of speed,
yep,
and everybody's trying to get to the checker flag, and nobody, it's like everybody for themselves, and it's like who's going? How can you really be upset? The blocking and everything else when you're trying to block other cars going in as fast as they are. I mean, it's just crazy.
I have said many times, when you put the key in that ignition, proverbial key, of course, the proverbial key, and fire those engines up and get ready to go racing in NASCAR, there's a 50-50 chance you're going to get dumped. You're going to run into problems. It's just part of it, and that's racing. These guys banging and beating, and they're trying to win the Daytona 500. And so I get everything that happened. It's just called racing. The old school drivers would say, just chalk it up and going, oh, well, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, come back next week and go at it again. But there are, that has to be a big issue to NASCAR, the lack of viewership. It's your biggest race. It's your showcase event. You brought out all these guns. You paid, Charlize Theron, she's promoting the movie. You bring her on to do the introductions for the drivers for the Fox.
Peyton's there.
Dale Jr.'s there.
Mm-hmm.
And the eyeballs weren't there. And it was a good Sunday. It was a Sunday where you didn't have a lot of competitions elsewise on TV. You weren't going up against any other major really sports on Sunday. So what was it? And the weather wasn't like it is today. If it was a Sunday like it is today, mercy, I think that's another problem NASCAR has with viewership on Sunday afternoons. When it's a pre-day like this, who's going to sit in the house and commit themselves to a 3, 4, 5, or maybe more hour race?
I would agree with you 100%. So they've got some problems, and they got to fix them. At Bristol Motor Speedway, the ticket sales, however, are very brisk because they've got a race coming up in 52 days, the Food City 500. We're going to tell you coming up here in just a few minutes how you can get your tickets at Food City. We'll be in the lobby of the Bruton Smith Building coming up on Monday talking about racing. We'll be inside of 50 days to go racing at the world's last great Coliseum, so we'll talk more about that coming up on Monday. Carmichael, tonight on the ice in Nashville. The Predators at 36-14, entertaining the San Jose Sharks coming to town at 33-19. What's your take on that?
San Jose has been playing much better here lately. They're trying to make a push to win the Pacific Division. They're in the playoffs right now, but they're wanting to win that Pacific Division. They won in Chicago on Tuesday night, now coming to Nashville to play. This used to be a big rivalry. Still is kind of a little bit. Joe Thornton not playing with San Jose. Looks like he'll be out the rest of the year, but they still bring Brett Burns. They bring Joe Pavoski. They've got a really good team coming to Nashville. Nashville coming off a win in Detroit Tuesday night, getting home to play. So it should be a really good matchup tonight in Nashville.
Let's run down the schedule real quick tonight. A couple other good matchups. 32-win Minnesota at 31-win New Jersey tonight. Dallas, 34 wins under the belt at L.A. to battle the Kings. They've got 33 wins. Others, Columbus skates at Philadelphia. Toronto hosting New York tonight, the Islanders. Tampa Bay, the winningest team in the National Hockey League at 40-17. In Ottawa tonight to battle the Senators. Rangers skate at Montreal. Washington skates at Florida. Red Wings home to the Buffalo Sabres. Calgary at Arizona. Colorado, the Avalanche, and Edmonton is skating against the Oilers. And again, the Predators and the San Jose Sharks will drop the puck at 8 o'clock tonight in Nashville. And so,
Tampa Bay-Ottawa game could be a precursor. Ottawa has star defenseman Erik Karlsson. Rumors that he is on the trade market. They're looking to possibly ship him, and Tampa Bay is looking like it's the probable landing place for Karlsson. So this could be a preview of the trade deadlines coming up on Monday.
NBA starts back tonight after a couple of days off the All-Star break. What was your take of the All-Star game?
First, you can't sing the national anthem.
Nah. She tried that breathy thing, didn't work.
The Jessica Rabbit voice just didn't, and dress just didn't work for the All-Star. I didn't watch the All-Star game. What did I watch Sunday night? Didn't watch it. I mean, literally. I mean, flip over, and when I flipped over, it was 70-57 with 3 minutes to play in the second quarter.
Sunday night, I was watching after church. I went home and plopped down and watched Return of Lonesome Dove, cowboy movie.
Yeah, well, earlier we had watched All the Way with the movie about LBJ that Bryan Cranston was in. We watched it Sunday evening.
So the NBA cranks back up tonight. Big story coming out of San Antonio. Leonard is cleared to play medically. Says he'll probably sit out the rest of the year. Apparently some tension between he and the management. I don't know between him and Popovich, but he and the management. So that's big news, not good news for us Spur fans. So second half of the season, give me kind of a preview. What do you think from here on in now?
Well, Cleveland's playing a little bit better. Can this group that Cleveland picked up at the trade right before the trade deadline or at the trade deadline carry them and maybe get them in position to challenge Boston to win the East? Boston has played well. They've slowed down just a little bit here right before the trade deadline, the All-Star game. But I still think they're the team to beat in the East. Look out for Toronto. In the West, can Golden State really start figuring some things out? Because they have struggled on defense for about the last month. I mean, it's not just been, like recently, last couple of games. It's been for the last month. They've struggled on the defensive end of the court. And that was something that was always, when they were winning or have been winning, the defense is something that's been able to enable them to do that. So they've got to see if they can overtake Houston now. Houston's off to such a great start. If they get Chris Paul healthy and keep him healthy the second half, look out. Could this be the team? And then other teams trying to make a challenge. The Spurs are still in there without Leonard, considering they've really not had Leonard all year long to be playing as well as they have this year. And you've got to look at even teams like Utah, who started to play better, making a push. But I still think at the end of the day, it's going to be a Golden State-Boston finals.
Golden State and Boston. We'll see. That's that. I usually can hang my head on what Carmichael says. He's right most of the time. Let's take a look at Major League Baseball. Since yesterday's show, here's some things that have happened. Baltimore agrees to terms with outfielder Colby Rasmus in a minor league contract. Cleveland agrees to a minor league contract with right-handed pitcher Carlos Torres. The Yankees trade Jabari Blash to the LA Angels for a player to be named or cash. And the Rangers acquired international slot compensation from Cincinnati for right-hand pitcher Miguel Medrano. In the National League, Cameron Maybin, one-year contract with the Marlins. Pittsburgh signs outfielder Michael Saunders. And the Nationals agreed to terms with right-hand pitcher Joaquin Benoit on a one-year contract. So some movement.
Local kid. Cameron's kid from where my daughter will be going to high school at Reynolds or T.C. Robertson over Nashville. Cameron played his high school ball at T.C. Robertson. We kind of keep up with Cameron since he is a local kid for the North Carolina. He's bounced around, but he's the kind of player that can help a team. He's a very good defender. He's about a 230, 240 hitter, but he can run, steal bases. He's usually good for at least 20 stolen bases a year. Has a little bit of pop, and he's bounced around. He's played with different clubs, Detroit, California. He was on Houston's World Series team this past year. He's played with the Braves. Now he's with the Marlins. He's part of the Marlin discount store that's going on down in Miami this year. But should be able to help him, should be able to get some playing time there. And if he does well, he can maybe move on next year after this one-year deal in Miami.
Since you joined us last week, we've seen Hosmer go to the Padres. Martinez signs with the Boston Red Sox. I think that was the two biggies.
Yes.
Jake Arrieta's still out there, still waiting to find a home. So what's your take on Hosmer, and what's your take on Martinez, and where do you think Jake Arrieta will land?
Well, Martinez got exactly what I kept thinking he was going to get, 5 years at about that $110 million. He originally wanted 8 at $200 million. Boston was not going to give him that. Then he wanted 5 at 120. Boston didn't want to give him that. They wanted to give him 5 at 100. They kind of met in the middle at 110. Hosmer did surprise me that the Padres put 8 years in on his deal. But from what I've read, they front-loaded. Most of the money is in the first 5 years of the deal. Then the last 3 years, then they're able to get a little bit of salary relief. if his performance declines during that time. Arrieta, I mean, that's another one of those teams need pitching, except I think the Cubs. I don't think the Cubs are in on him. I still think there's a possibility he ends up at Minnesota.
Minnesota, Greg Salyer said yesterday, don't be surprised if he ends up with Milwaukee. So the Phillies say they want him, and they got the money to go after him. So we'll see. He would really bolster that pitching staff. It's pretty young. It's not, it's an up-and-coming pitching staff in Philly. But, again, for immediate help, Twins, immediate help for the Brewers. So we'll see. And Jake Arrieta is still out there. I guess he's out there. So is Cobb. So is Lance Lynn. So there's a few more big names still out there kind of hanging. As we start exhibition baseball tomorrow, the teams start playing against each other. There have been some inter squads to this point, but they really start playing against each other tomorrow in earnest. So the start of the regular season, obviously, not that far away, which is great, and so we'll have baseball. How about this Mike McClung? Again, this young man from Gate City set the Virginia scoring record in a season. Again, single-season scoring record, a mark held by Allen Iverson for 25 years. Finished the evening with, 41 points, and so he now has, let me get this right here. We'll quote Johnny Wilson out of the Johnson City Press. They win 80-43. McClung gets 41 points. He has 958 points this season, 10 more than Iverson recorded his junior season at Bethel High School. Gate City 24-1. They'll play Union tomorrow night at the semifinals. This kid's the real deal. 41 points, and
he calls him the new answer. And I don't want to be mean to anybody, and he broke Iverson's record.
Mm-hmm.
But don't embarrass this kid by trying to compare him to Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson is one of the all-time greats. One of the all-time greats in college basketball and in the NBA as a guard. This kid's got a long way to go before he becomes Allen Iverson. But he has had a good career at Gate City. And he's going to Georgetown, I believe, just like Iverson. So we'll see what happens when he goes under the tutelage of Pat Ewing next year.
Thought it was really neat. They stopped the game, obviously, and gave him the game ball, and he went right up in the stands and handed the basketball to his mom, which I thought was a really, really nice, classy gesture. Again, as I said earlier in the show, for me, I would like to see him, and I'm being selfish, but I'd like to see him wearing Tennessee orange or Buccaneer blue and gold or Hokie colors at Virginia Tech, maroon and orange, simply because, he's local, and I think, he's got to do what he's got to do, and he's already verbally committed to Georgetown, but that would certainly put fannies in seats and create a lot of regional interest. I mean, you see the videos and the pictures wherever he plays, the place is packed out. They're going to be playing tomorrow night UVA Wise, and they've already said at the tip-off at 8:30, you want to get there about 5 or 6 o'clock to get a seat. It'll be packed. So
I can't remember a Southwest Virginia player in this that really has brought that kind of notoriety, because usually Georgetown does recruit in Virginia, but usually it's in the Tidewater, Richmond area. They stay up north and don't come down to Southwest Virginia. And it's been a long time since a kid from Southwest Virginia has went to a big school like that to play basketball.
Yeah. So he's packing them in everywhere he goes. Not just him, but the team itself. I mean, it's not just McClung. Of course, he's the main cog, but he has to have a support cast. They're 24-1. They're playing tomorrow night at UVA Wise, and so this has been one of the Cinderella seasons for Gate City boys basketball. I guess the last guy that I can remember since I've been around here that drew a lot of crowds was a guy by the name of Tommy Music way back in the day, and he had a lot. People followed him a lot, and also the Irvin kid. Oh gosh, here we go down memory lane. His name was Irvin. Played at Twin Springs. He would draw these kind of crowds too. This is back Stacy, maybe it's Stacy Irvin.
Yeah,
Stacy Irvin.
Yeah. Now you had teams though that, like when George Pitts was at Science Hill, people came out to watch. People came out to watch the team. They had players, good players, not like the one dominant player like here in Gate City, but they had good players and people came out to watch those teams play. It's been years since an East Tennessee player has been or a Tri-Cities player has been that kind of player where you just went out to see that player perform. Like in the day, Bruce Trambarger, Derek Hort, Gary Carter that played at Science Hill. That you would go out to, I'll really date myself now. Skip Brown,
Dobbins Bennett.
Dobbins Bennett back in the 70s. I mean, you went out to watch, even though Dobbins Bennett was really good, you went out to watch Skip Brown play.
Sure, absolutely. Good point. We're talking to our buddy Carmichael. Hello, Jerry McNeil watching in Elizabeth. Appreciate you very much. We're live here again at Champion Chevrolet, where they have the 2017 Silverado 1500 Crew and double cabs. $12,000 off MSRP. So if you're looking for a pick-em-up truck, this is the place to come. The #1 Chevy dealer in the state. They've also got the 2017 Traverses, $6,000 off when you walk through the door off MSRP. And again, you can check them out at championjc.com. They are open on Saturday, and the Saturday parts and service as well, and online shopping 24/7 here at Champion on the Bristol Motor Mile, where it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Old Glory's out there flapping in the breeze. That's a beautiful picture. That blue sky, pastel blue sky, and those great stars and stripes flapping in the breeze here on this breezy day.
Chamber of Commerce Day here in East Tennessee in February.
Yeah.
In East Tennessee. I mean, this is a day you would take in March or May or even June. This is February, and you've got a day like this.
You got it. Now, I want to talk about Parks and Rec because I had a nice article in the paper today about the Tri-City Seniors Men's Softball League, and they were tooting the horn of the Johnson City Parks and Rec. They said they're so easy to work with, and tell us a bit about that league.
It's actually, they've got a couple of teams in their senior league. Charlie Malielli is the gentleman that I deal with that comes. They usually practice a couple times a week up at Wing Diridor Park. In the afternoon on Tuesdays, and then they come up usually on Thursday mornings. They also play Hendersonville, North Carolina. Hendersonville has a senior team, and they play Hendersonville usually over here about once a month. They go back and forth because there's only a Tri-Cities team. Back many years ago, when I was keeping score for softball games back in the 80s, there was at that time there was a Johnson City, a Bristol, a Kingsport, a Greenville senior team. And that's what they're trying to eventually get. That's what they would like to get. They'd like to have a team of only Johnson City players, a team of only Bristol players, a team of Kingsport players, teams from each of the cities, but they're having trouble, and they're just going together as Tri-Cities. There's tournaments. We have a senior tournament that's played at Wing Deer Park in July. It's the Tom Williams Memorial Classic. Tom was a legendary pitcher and coach here for many years back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s in slow pitch softball, and he really helped advance and start the senior program many years ago. And we have teams from all over the country that come in and play here for 3 days in July. And there's teams that are like 75, they go 60, 65, 70, even up to 75, 80 years old, guys out playing softball.
This is great.
It's great. It's great for them to be active. You have guys out there, and I've watched them in their 60s, 65, in their 70s even playing. Some of the guys can still hit it. There's some guys still have a little bit of power. A lot of them can base hit it. You know, they're not moving, they're not running with the speed that they used to have, but they're still running the base as well. They're fundamentally sound on defense, but they still hit the ball, still hit it pretty well, and it's great. It's great for them to get out. We enjoy having them at the park 2 days a week that we have them. I wish I could have more. I wish I have more ball fields in Johnson City to where it's a struggle for us because we're limited in our field space with only 5 fields with our adult program and the senior program trying to get those guys field space, but they do, and we enjoy having them up there.
Now you are trying to add more fields, isn't that the plan?
We are looking to add more fields. We're trying to at least add. We'd really like to have 5, but right now I told them, I said, if you could just get me 3 fields, I said I would love it. It would help our citizens. It would allow them more time to practice. It would allow us to play more makeup games in a timely manner. When we have a rain-out night, say on a Wednesday night, it takes me 2 weeks to get those games rescheduled. In just one
Provided
night.
there's no more rain, too,
Imagine, right? And there have been years, we've lost the first week of softball where it's rained Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night. We imagine trying to reschedule close to 100 games and put them somewhere. I mean, it's backing the season up just trying to find reschedule spots. So we need those fields for just things like that, for rescheduled games and for practices. Our teams maybe get 1 practice a week, maybe get 4 to 5 practices before the season begins. You know, they want to be able to practice more than that. And also it would allow us to practice some on the weekends where we don't have that capability now because we're hosting weekend tournaments at the facility.
So what's the latest on the ball fields at Boones Creek? Is that still
talking a little bit about it, I believe. I was not in the last meeting, the last City County Commission meeting. We thought we were kind of getting away from that. Now maybe we're taking a look at this project again. I've been sending some things out, looking at places that have built artificial turf fields. That's something that possibly we might be interested in. We're also looking at trying to add soccer fields as well because we have a huge group playing soccer. not only in our Park and Rec program with over 1,000 children, but we also have 2 other user groups that use our facilities, FC Dallas Tri over in Kingsport and some children in this area, and Johnson City Football Club has started a few years ago and have got several hundred children from Johnson City playing in a competitive program.
I would think, this is me talking, I would think with the weather as iffy as it is up here, I mean, like today, it's beautiful tomorrow. It's supposed to be pouring down the rain Saturday and Sunday. I would think if you get ready to build fields, you got to make them artificial surface.
That was what our former director, Roger Blakely, when Roger was here, the first question he asked me when I met him for the first day, he said, "What if your wish list, what would you have?" I said, "More artificial surfaces."
Oh, yeah.
Because it allows us, it doesn't allow us more days, but it allows us to play on days where you might not be able to now with bad weather.
Case in point, I had Ryan Wagner on the show last week, the head baseball coach at Dobbins Bennett, and he said, minus lightning, when it rains at J. Fred Johnson Stadium, it's drained because it's artificial surface. He said, it pours down the rain. Let's say it stops raining at 4 o'clock. He said, theoretically, we can be playing before 4:20, 4:30 because it drains right on through artificial. So it's not my checkbook. It's not my money I'm spending. But if the Johnson City folks are watching, the Johnson City decision makers, if you're going to go to the extent of building new facilities, with the weather like it is in East Tennessee, please consider, I know it costs more than would be, I guess, natural grass, but maybe not in the long run of maintaining, but if you're asking me and you didn't, I would strongly consider putting down artificial surface because it just benefits everybody.
It costs you more up front, but it's kind of like one of those. Yeah, you pay a little bit, you pay more when you have to buy it, but then you get the longevity of it. Normally on artificial surfaces, it's about a 7 to 10 year of somewhere around that. If you take real good care of it, you might be able to get 10 years out of it. If not, you're looking at 7. It's what we're going to be. It's what the city will be coming actually close to here in a few years at Kermit Tipton. This will be year 7 at Kermit Tipton, or year 6 at Kermit Tipton with the artificial turf. So
what's the usual lifespan?
Usually about 7 to 10. So in about 2 or 3 more years, we're going to have to look at replacing that field surface up there.
But again, having been around the convention and visitors bureaus of these cities, it'll pay for itself. Also, if you can bring in tournaments that they know there will be an artificial surface, and again, barring electrical storm or lightning, you're not going to play. But barring that, you can play most of the time on artificial surface. Then it'll pay for itself because you can bring these tournaments in.
Lightning is the big thing for us. It probably is about 60 to 70% of our cancellations, because you have to stop at night. If we get lightning, say for a 6:30 game, and it lightnings till 7 o'clock, well, we have a 30-minute wait period to go on the field. But 7:30, well, now you're backing up games not starting 7:30 quarter till 15 late, and you got 4 games to try to play. Well, that late game, instead of being 9:30, now it's almost 11 o'clock. Well, the citizens don't want to be out there at 11 o'clock playing softball on a weeknight
or school
night. So we have to cancel the games and try to reschedule them another time. So another reason why we do need more fields or things like that.
There you go. And it's because we're a growing area and a lot of folks are enjoying the facilities the Parks and Rec have. How many parks you got?
We have got when I started we've got, I look at it, we've got 13 diamond fields, and we have got 16 diamond fields, and we've got 10, if you count Kermit Tipton Stadium, 10 rectangular fields. That's how anymore I look at things as diamonds and rectangles. I don't look at them as like parks. I look at them as diamonds and rectangles.
So how many parks do you maintain, actual parks? You got Willow Springs,
We've got Willow Springs, we've got Kiwanis Park, we've got Carver Park with the Recreation Center, we've got Metro Kiwanis Park, we've got Kiwanis Park down on Market Street, we have Paul Crispin Park, which is a little facility over in the Carver area. We take care of the 3 little leagues, Lions, Joy Rutherford, and Arthur Lady. We take care of Wingdale Park here, Civitan Park, Carnegie Park, 2 ball fields there. Our tentacles go all over the place.
Yeah.
And people still want us to add, more and more. And at Wingdale, it's not just the softball fields or the soccer fields. We've also got lakefront property there. We've also got the disc golf course, the dirt bike trail that they're building up there. I mean, it's huge, and we also take care of the schools. We take care of the fields up at Liberty Bell. We take care of Indian Trail School, those fields over there. So it's all over the place, and that's part of one of the things. Talk about stuff with Park and Recreation. We're looking for seasonal employees to come out and work. Our Park Services division employs probably close to 100 employees in the spring and summer, full-time and seasonal. If you're looking for a job, a part-time job, a second job, if you've got maybe a high school or college boy or girl that's looking to make some extra money during the summer to help them go to school, hey, come out and apply, especially if they love to be outside. Be outside on a day like today working. As I was leaving, had one of the guys out working on the ball fields, raking them, getting them ready for the first tournament that we have at Wing Deer next weekend, high school friendly tournament. We got people out cleaning the parks. If you're interested in doing jobs like that, or if you want to come out and umpire or referee soccer matches or keep score for softball games, we've got the jobs for you. So come out and see us. We can definitely use good people to work in our department.
How do you put them up on the webs? How do you do it?
You can go to www.myjcparks.org. You can find phone numbers there, or call our main office, 283-5815. The people at our main office will put you in touch with the people that you need to be in touch with to work.
Awesome segment. Got a little Parks and Rec in and lots of sports in. You back next Thursday?
Back next Thursday. Reminder, youth soccer registrations, the regular registrations ends this Sunday. It's $25 for city residents, $30 for non-city residents. Beginning this Monday, the 26th, there's an extra $20 fee. So you need to, if you're going to register for soccer, you need to get in to do that. Save yourself $20. Practices begin March 17th, and games begin the week of April 9th.
You're awesome. This guy's good.
And go USA. I stayed up till 2 o'clock, after 2 o'clock last night watching the women win the gold medal. What a shootout.
In hockey?
In hockey.
There
They
you go.
beat the Canadians. The Canadians had won 4 straight Olympics. And the Americans came in and come back and won that game last night, down 2-1 in the third, tied it up, and then won in the shootout.
There it is. USA, baby. Stars and Stripes, USA. Carmichael joining us from the Parks and Rec, doing a phenomenal job as always. A dear friend, and love having him on the show. He gives so much to the show, and I can't thank him enough. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. We'll go to Jeff Birchfield talking NASCAR by phone, see what's going on, and get his take on Denny Hamlin and Bubba Wallace and Kevin Harvick and the little snit that these boys are in as they head off to Atlanta. We'll talk with him next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Champion Chevrolet.